Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Let's talk. And tonight, as usual, we're going to review Raising Kanan Season 3, Episode 6, Into the Darkness. Keisha and myself are here. Hopefully, Dwayne will join us. What up, Keisha?
Nothing. Did you have back? No, because I'm hearing background music. Did you
That's
have
on.
some
It's
playing?
on. It's on. That's
Oh,
on.
okay. Oh,
That's
okay.
on.
Because I thought I was going nuts. Let's get into this disaster.
I mean, it's on the heels of Unique dying. So I know a lot of us fans were upset the way the Unique died going into their mid-season finale, which was episode 5. Um, so I know a lot of people were upset. And then they took off with basically Ronnie, gave a little bit more in depth of Ronnie stealing the money from Unique's house, the girl confronting Rock. Rock worried about Unique, but she don't want people to know that they had more than just a friendship. Uh, her going to see Stefano, whatever Tony Danza's name is in here, and then them
Mm-hmm.
basically taking Kanan to a party of all the OGs from the area that assume that he's what you call his son, but he's Rock's son and Carter's son. So they gave us some in depth. I know that Dwayne and yourself did not like the episode.
No, I didn't like it.
I'm gonna ask you what is it about Raising Canaan that you don't like? Like, give an overall about why you don't like it.
Because it's so far away from the authenticity that I think we appreciated in the first season. Um, I don't like any of the mothers in the Power universe. Uh, I absolutely think Rock is the worst. Um, she's just a horrible person. How is y'all being watched? You ain't tell neither one of your brothers. You didn't tell your son. You didn't tell famous. You supposed to tell the people around you you care about. And it's irritating to me because it was women in the game. It
Hmm.
was women who was in partnership with their husbands or boyfriends, had to take over when they went to jail, all types of different things. Rock moves like an amateur, an absolute amateur. Everybody know where you live at. Like it's just ridiculous. That whole with the Canaan and her trying to get him a charge. What mother is trying to get their child a charge? If you was
Mm.
honest with him, he might move differently. The way that they the way that they had Lulu in the beginning and the way that they have Lulu now, I absolutely hate it. I don't care how mad he would be. I don't see him going to scrap mother house and bearing his soul when she is the snitch. And I believe Rock told him that. Like, when she said she made a mistake, I
Hmm.
believe
Hmm.
that came out. So I don't care how, and you trying to build a future, he wouldn't be able to live the way that they portrayed Lulu. He wouldn't be able to live with himself if he did that.
Mm.
So I just, you know, and nobody has any accountability except Marvin. Shock, which is a shocker. How do you? I mean, I get it. Rock lied to him, but he a grown man. How do you have no accountability for the decisions that you made?
One of the things that I noticed, I mean, we do what we do, um, and I think the reason why you, Dwayne, and myself are having real major issues with this season is it doesn't come off as authentic. A lot of times when you say we look at the target audience most of the time for a lot of things are 18 to 35. However, you're speaking to an era that when we were in the target audience. We were in that 18 to 35, and this show is basically our adolescent years. So outside of the music, sometimes, and some of the clothes, some of the things that's happening from that world, even though a person may not have been in that world, is just not very authentic and true. Like you said with Rock, what mother would ever put her son in harm's way, let alone she got him his first charge? And then you have who we will say DIFUS or Child Protective Services, clearly hear them arguing before she knocks on the door. And she talks to Kanan and say everything is going well. One thing about them people, as our parents taught us, when you get them people in your business, they stay in your business. I know a lot of people who have had cases by Child Protective Services and they're not serious, but they're
It goes
still
on
there.
forever.
They still have a file on you, even if it's not on your record. So I think, hey, Dwayne.
Hello.
So I think that's very interesting
And,
how,
and racism is not something that we really like to focus on. But let's
yeah,
be realistic. Rock living in this big house, they would be all over that. In the 90s,
yeah.
even CPS or DIFUS. So it's just I don't know. And then I don't like the Ronnie character. When is he gonna change his clothes? Well, I mean, we talking about the 80s and the 90s in New York. Everybody had some type of style of fashion. The black people, the white people, the Latin, everybody.
People took exception to getting fresh.
He
People
looks
took exception to
horrible.
getting dressed. He would want to have one, even if he came out there a little outdated with some shell toes, because the shells had one on style around that time. But even if he came back with some shells, some felines, some Air Force One,
Well, the
something,
Clarks or whatever. What's them shoes they used to?
wallabies.
Yeah, like what? He looks horrible.
So I think that's the major issue that we're having with the show is that this is our wheelhouse. It doesn't come off real. It's not authentic. It just doesn't. We know with TV is entertainment. This is not entertaining right now.
I'm not entertained at all. But wait, we gotta let Dwayne go because he hated it too.
Hey Dwayne,
Um, Hello.
how you doing?
I'm doing okay. Uh, thought it was terrible. Thought it was really bad. Trying to stick with it because we do these shows or what have you. But the storylines are whack. I'm gonna use the terms from back then. Um, you got a kid that's what 16 maybe right now. Well, he's 16,
Hmm.
17, and he posted up in a picture with all these drug kingpins
Yeah.
in a club. In a club. So you
Eh,
got him and his cousin and his new love interest, and they're obviously underage, but they just up in the club. They just and nobody asking no questions. They just up in the club. Um, they've made a guy that how many lines, like how much verbiage has Ronnie used this season? It's all one word, quick sentence, and you've made this guy such a focal point of the season. Rock all over the place. She's talking about she out the game. She treats her brother like crap.
She's a horrible person.
she lacks self awareness. She act like she don't know what the hell's going on. She don't even understand why Lulu is so upset. Um, I listened to both of y'all, And I remember when Dwayne sent the text about Lou, I hadn't seen it yet. And when you do shows like this, you always want to give the actor who's playing the show their props. And Malcolm Mays is doing a hell of a job. However, when it comes to the character in the show, they literally destroyed Lulu. Like why? Like why? Like just you go through a season of presenting this is Lulu, and then you come back after two seasons, and now you just take his character somewhere else. Basically, an uncontrollable alcoholic who basically is about to admit to a murder, and then he's gonna be confronted with
He
another
gonna have
decision.
to kill. He gonna have to kill. Well, he didn't admit to it. He said he couldn't stop it.
Now she's
But
gonna go down there. The feds is in the building and say that boy knows something about my
what
son's murder.
happened to my son? Yep.
Clearly, and it's crazy, and I really love and I appreciate the how they're evolving with Marvin's character, with his relationship with his daughter. But even in that, why is she so angry? She's still angry. Like you see that your father is making all these efforts to try to be there for you, supportive of what you got going on. And I thought it was interesting. I thought, like Dwayne said, when you got Kanan going around all these kingpins, Kanan the one in the street, and he don't know. He act like he don't know who they are, but Jukebox knew every kingpin in the party.
Well, Kanan's like his mother. How is that your business and you don't never know nothing? She didn't know nothing happened to Dean. She didn't know Neek was missing for a week. This ain't real. This ain't true tea.
And she's supposed to be a queen pin.
The newspaper man telling them what's going on in the street. Word? That's not how that works. And then I don't like the whole famous thing. Like, who does Kanan think he is that he gonna just put famous out a famous apartment?
Yeah, it's crazy what they're doing.
And famous may be a punk, right? He'd have bucked that Kanan though.
Eventually, he's gonna. I got a feeling that Kanan, his first murder might be famous because the way that that's going is Kanan is tough with everybody, but he's soft with everybody, but famous. Like he's trying to exude his dominance on famous, who is somebody that is legitimately your brother, like showing you he down with you regardless.
Right.
I mean, you get mad at famous for bucking under the pressure of your mother, but you know who your mother is. You buck under the pressure of your mother.
Right.
I
And
think
you know your mother killed one of your friends.
yeah, yeah. I think it's just and it's a hard watch. It's just tough for us to do it because you want to be sincere to what we're doing and you want to be sincere to doing these shows. But with network TV, all their shows coming back this week, y'all gotta raise the ante on y'all writing. 10 episodes, you don't need all these writers with different directions. It's just a bad watch, and it's tough that in our group text, whoever watches it first, it's like a disappointment, a disappointed text that comes through. Like, what was that?
Yeah, we gonna get through this season, but I'm off the plane. I'm off the plane. This is absolutely horrible. I will not go through another Shy. Just like we breathing life, hoping it's gonna get better. We gonna nip this one early. This is this is terrible. I don't care who Breeze is. I don't care when he meet Tommy and Ghost. Like I hate that kid's accent trying to sound like 50 Cent. It I hate it. Where does Carter go from here outside of jail? Like,
Dwayne, could you hear us?
I can hear you now. I don't know
Okay.
if y'all heard anything I said.
no, say it again.
Oh, I was on a big tangent too. Well, I'll get back to it.
No, go
Um,
ahead. Go ahead, Wayne.
I hated it. Um, I think the character development is terrible. They've made a man whose verbiage, whose vocabulary is one sentence at a time, and he don't say much. And they've made him a main character. You got Rock, who's trying to be a good mother, but I don't know she knows how to be a good mother. Who's all over the place, who's a narcissist,
Mm.
who treats her brothers like absolute crap. Got poor Lulu hitting the bottle for the way that she talks to her. She don't have no respect for Marvin. She just doesn't have respect for men in general. And it may be because some of the things she's been through in her life that they ain't tell us about. Um, you got who's the boss as a mob kingpin. How can I take that seriously? He's who's the boss, right? He's sitting
Hmm.
here calling the man the mailman because he
Oh,
always delivers through
it was
rain
so cheap. It
or
was just cheap
snow.
lines.
Like you got a 15-year-old. How old is Kanan? 16?
15, 16, yeah.
All right, so he in a club with all these kingpins taking a picture. Him, his cousin, and some other little teenager. They just walking around the club. They just up in the club. Ain't nobody asking them no questions. Don't you gotta be a certain age to be in the clubs? Right, right. Don't you? Or it don't matter
No,
because Ronnie got him up in there.
Ronnie said he was throwing a party. You gonna want to be there.
Oh yeah, okay.
So
All right.
how he throwing a party? Don't nobody even know this weird ass dude. He said everybody gonna want to be there. Like, who are you? You got everybody that follows this show, bloggers. Like, it's to the point where it's a running joke that you're a serial killer. Like, what have y'all done to this show? You're supposed to be talking about Kanan's upbringing, and it's like you got the son of Sam tied in with this guy.
And now
It,
Lulu been in the streets his whole life. He been catching bodies his whole life. Now he gonna get drunk and go to the house of the snitch and just like release his soul to her because he drunk and crying all over the place. Because now guess what has to happen? You know what has to happen now, right? They
he's
gotta
got to
kill
kill. He's
Lulu.
got to kill her, or he's gonna wind up killing himself.
He gotta kill her or somebody gonna
Hmm.
kill his behind. It's like you got this social worker that's hearing all this yelling in the house and all this. She go talk to Kanan alone, and then she come back and say she good. You are? The first time you went there, he wasn't there. The second time you went there, they yelling so much you can hear him outside. You talk to him on a little side, and we good now.
Yeah, I don't. Listen. It's stupid shit. That's all I could sum it up to be. Like, it's like the Kanan being in the club in the 90s don't really, I get what you're saying, but you looking at it from a responsible adult. I could see him being in the club. But even the way Kanan dresses corny. He don't dress like no kid getting no money in the 90s.
He dressed preppy, like a
Yes.
privileged kid. Yeah,
So he's very naive. So I can see where they're going. They're trying to correlate that he was just like Tariq. He didn't know nothing about the game. And, some enemy, see Ronnie, is going to, I guess, be the teacher for him. So now, come Monday morning when Rock see this picture, this is when Rock's supposed to be a mother and go off. How much y'all want to bet that ain't going to happen? This when Marvin and Lulu supposed to go off too. How much you want to bet that ain't gonna happen? So I don't understand
if
where we're
anything, if
going with
anything,
this.
Keisha, they'll go the cheap way out and they'll go. They will confront Kanan instead of going check the OGs.
Yeah, all of them supposed to be checked.
Yeah, the Wendell Pierce character that they're playing, like he is the overseer. That's who she's supposed to go check. Like, yo, this is my son. He's
Right.
protected. Like, you don't put my son in harm's way. Like, you taking pictures. Like, we don't do that. My whole thing about Rock is like what you said, Keisha and Dwayne. Both of y'all said it. She's too dumb. She's too naive. Rock know the feds is watching, and she's just gonna say, "I'm back in the game because this is what I do best." She
She still ain't told her brothers they watching.
And she got the audacity to tell the girl, "We'll call a plumber. You're the landlord. You're the landlord."
Okay, and then Ronnie and the Spanish lady, like,
Uh,
stop opening
he,
new
he,
avenues and
he just knock.
windows
He just go to her house and knock on her door.
because he know where everybody live at because he's psycho.
Like, why would you even put? Like, she's not gonna be that much in harm. I mean, that much accessibility. I just think that it's bad writing. They're not imaginary enough. And literally, you guys, like, at the end of the day, it's not authentic. It's not authentic.
I
And we could say
And
disagree.
if you're
40s or
I
trying
dis-
to
70s or
tell,
50s. This is not the 90s.
I disagree. It's authentically bad.
right.
It's very
But
authentic. It's authentically bad, man.
I mean, and if you're trying to tell a Supreme story or some of the stories from New York, I get it. But we, again, not authentic.
Yeah, but we don't need that story. Nas did a documentary.
Hmm.
But
Like,
it's still not authentic. Or you dry snitching and you're telling us something we don't know because this is terrible.
it's bad.
Hey, I just want to ask a question. I know Dwayne may hang up. He may want to get off the show.
Well,
Dwayne,
no,
how that voice treating you?
listen, man, it's terrible. And somebody got to tell this young man to stop it. But they can't because they've already filmed it. Now, one thing I would say about 50, if they get another season, he gonna tell them to knock it off with the voice because 50 do listen to what the people say.
Hmm.
And it's comical now. It's the butt of jokes with him trying to, I don't know what he trying to do. Like he looking for Famous to answer the door. N-word, you kick Famous out the house. Like what are we doing? Oh, you
And
forgot?
where's Famous now? He should have went to Rock House. Like, you
Yeah.
gotta let me in.
And Famous is dumb because if you wasn't gonna tell him initially, you should have never told him.
I agree with that.
Like, come on, man.
What about
And
famous
then,
admitting murder on wax? On murder on wax, and
and
then
Lulu
Lulu,
gonna allow that?
Lulu telling him to let it out.
Yeah, because Lulu was holding in all of his stuff.
But again, Famous, didn't they bring you in? So now you gonna go put it, confess? Oh, come on. Even he not that dumb.
I just want them to wrap it up. What episode we on?
Yeah, they need to wrap it
Six.
up.
You telling me I gotta watch 4 more episodes of this nonsense?
Just drink. That's what I do. I just
The,
drink when I watch it.
Oh man,
the
this is
last two,
bad,
the
man.
last two episodes, Dwayne. At least that same week we'll be doing the shy. So
Man, listen,
God,
tomorrow
God
my
help us
shows
all.
tomorrow my shows come back, and it couldn't be it can't be a moment too soon.
Yeah, like, this is horrible. They have ruined the Power series with this Power Universe nonsense.
I mean, what's the best one to watch right now?
Tariq, that one.
I think that may be it, because Force Force didn't move me this past year. Um, yeah, I guess it got to be two. You know, it's just
I
It was
had high
so,
hopes for Force. Force was trash too.
it was so promising in the first year, and you had the anticipation of when the other people were going to be worked into the series, and now I don't care.
I don't
Mm,
care, and Force doesn't work. Force work. I mean, Tommy worked as Tommy. Now they're trying to make Tommy Ghost. I don't
Mhm.
like it.
mm.
I don't like it. So, and
Any
I'm
rating?
the
Any ratings?
biggest Tommy fan. Point 0.5.
0.5?
0.5. They just got for showing up.
Mm. I'm gonna I'm gonna give it a two.
Good job.
I'm gonna give it two. Dwayne,
Yeah, I'm a consistent man. A 1.5.
1.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. I'll watch it because we doing this show now. Full disclosure to the people. Usually when we do these shows, I like to watch 2 or 3 times. You couldn't pay me $1 million to watch this more than once. I'm not. I got a lot of good things going on in my life.
Mm.
My time is well spent. I am not show but one look over. That's it.
I could barely get through that, but all the Queen's men was back, so
Yeah, I feel you. Like
that got me through it.
my Chicago's is back tomorrow. So
Yeah. Yeah, this is bad. Like you remember you used to wait up to watch Power. I watch it
oh
when I watch it.
yeah, you
Just
could
remember when Power came on, you could not go on social media and because people were spoiling it because
yeah.
people couldn't hold it in.
Hmm. And as Quentin always says, even the original Power was a little slow in the beginning. It had to have a build up.
Mhm.
But these don't have no build up. It's like lazy writing is no good storytelling. Like, and they don't even keep the people prevalent for you to remember. Because in Power, they'll bring up in season 5 something from season 1, but we will remember it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. These two, no, it's not like that at all. Because I guess the high post, remember they was like, oh, you kill high post? I'm thinking that's the boyfriend she had when it first started.
Mm.
And she said he was a snitch or something. Is that why?
That may be why. But to your point, you made a good point earlier where you were saying these kingpins wouldn't have him like that because it's Rock's son. I think even more because they all
Because
think
that's Defcon's son.
it's Defcon's son. Like they don't know that it's Carter's son. And what the hell?
And if Defcon was really who they say Defcon is, it ain't no way Rock don't know nothing because the jails know everything first. But I'm talking too much again.
Nah, this task force. Like how many
That's why I quit laughing.
how many
He know the jails know everything first.
how many uh versions of power is there always going to be something else?
What'd you say, Wayne?
How many times every version of power got a task force in it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm
They
sick of the
they
police.
intertwine the police narrative too early in the shows where we're not getting enough depth on these characters.
I hate the whole police aspect. I hate it.
I mean, and because they could explore, they could go down this police road if they did it the right way. But
Yeah, they
they
never do.
but they give you idiots. They give you Blanca, and they just give you bumbling ass cops like the cop in Power.
Which one?
The one that like Milgraves or Milgrove, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like he was a bumbling ass cop.
Who sex?
No,
No, the white guy in the
Oh
second
yeah,
in
uh,
yeah, yeah. Why even bring him into the story? And then he gets killed on some weird shit which he
Well,
set him up.
he was a bumbling ass cop. So then you got
I
Carter.
would have rather seen Unique and Ronnie take over everything than two ninjas feuding. One brother kill the other. Like, give me something different. So I don't know. I'm over it.
The Borfest.
Hmm. Well, anybody got any final thoughts? We gave it a rating. Hopefully, which I doubt very seriously, the series will get a little bit better. It's just a tough watch. It's just like Dwayne said, authentically bad.
Well, and again, is it for my generation? Who is the generation this power is for?
Hmm.
It's like the younger people really enjoy it. Are we just? Am I getting old? Am I the old man telling kids to get off my lawn? Have I watched too much TV in my life to sniff out something that's bad? You know, everybody want that kumbaya moment, right? So you got the primetime Emmys on last night, and you got the cast of Martin out there. Let me tell you something, man. If I was Martin Lawrence, okay, Keisha Campbell couldn't come within 2 feet of me for what she did back then. I know they say forgive and forgive and don't forget. You better remember what somebody did to you. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
Crooked,
I agree with that.
crooked cop.
But I think her husband made her do it, and she ain't with him no more. So, you know,
She wasn't with him when she was with him.
well, because she was with Martin, but I'm gonna shut up.
He was with the pool boy, allegedly.
Or will.
Allegedly. He may have been with August. The whole damn thing is a mess.
Holly Weird has struck again.
Yeah, it's a
With that, folks, we're gonna close out the show. Remember, the best way to support the channel is to like, share, subscribe. Hopefully, next week we'll be here with some better reviews. But at the end of the day, we review the shows based off of what we think, and we're not controlled or trying to have access to anybody. We say what we see, and right now the show is.
I want to give a 10.
Go ahead, Dwayne.
I want to give a 10.
Oh,
But you're
yeah,
not 10 material.
mm, exactly. With that, we close out. Till next week. Take care.